All right, so last week on the decimals activity, we looked at perfect square roots, right? We did some discovery there. Okay, so this is a perfect square root on a number line. So go ahead and fill it in. The square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 4, 2. Square root of 9, 3. Square root of 16, 4. Square root of 25. Go ahead and write it down. That's helpful what we're using today. Square root of 36, 8. 6. Square root of 49, 7. Square root of 64, 8. Square root of 81, 9. Square root of 100, 10. Okay, we're going to use this number line. It's going to be helpful. Okay, so Friday was perfect squares. That's what your homework was, right? So now we're going to look at non-perfect square roots. Square root that is not a perfect square root is called a non-perfect square root. The values of a non-perfect square root fall between two consecutive perfect square roots. On Friday in your activity, we saw that, right? It was neat purple, and it was a square root of 40, and then you had to write in what you thought the side length was for the square root of 40, right? And the square root of 40 fell between here, right? And a lot of y'all put 6 point something, 6.3, 6.4, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to be working with today. All non-perfect square roots are irrational numbers. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow with sets and subsets. All right, so these first two examples on your page, we're going to use, we're not going to be using the calculator, so keep it turned over. Okay, so how are we going to do this without a calculator? So, example number 1, we're going to estimate the square root of 23 to the nearest 10th. Okay, so again, is this a perfect square root? No. So the values of a non-perfect square root, they fall between two consecutive ones. So we're going to put the square root of 23 right there. We know it falls between two perfect square roots. And the perfect square root that comes right before it is what? Square root of 16. Square root of 16 is what? Someone said 4. And then what's the other one? The square root of 25 is 5. Do you see how it's always consecutive? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome. All right. So we know that the square root of 23 is about 4 point something. Okay. Now we're going to get that decimal. How do we get the decimal if you did not have a calculator? Okay, so we are going to set it up like a fraction, and to get the decimal, you're going to divide, right? Okay, so to get your numerator, you take those two numbers, 23, and just subtract from 16, and what is that? 7, that's your numerator. 7 is your numerator. Your denominator, we're going to subtract the two perfect squares. 25 minus 16 is 9. How do we get 7/9 of the decimal? You're going to divide, right? 7 divided by 9, right? Anything over 9, what does that decimal look like? Yeah, it's the numerator repeating, right? So it's 0.7 repeating, okay? So it's just 0.7 repeating. Or let's say to the nearest tens place, so that would be what? Would it be 0.7? 0.8. If you put 0.7 repeating, that's fine too. Are we good? Question. Okay. Let's try this one. Now we're going to estimate the square root of 41 to the 10th place. So the square root of 41, we know falls between two consecutive perfect squares, right? Okay, and what's the one right before it?
36.
And the other one is 49. And the square root of 36 is 6. And then that should be 7, right? All right, and how do we get our numerator? Good. 41 minus 36 is? Oh, 5, sorry. I didn't hear you. And then how do we get our denominator?
49 minus 36.
Subtract the two perfect squares, yeah. And you get,
13.
and then how do we convert that to a decimal?
Divide.
Divide. Go ahead and divide, what do you get? So we know it's gonna be what, 6?
18 divided by 13.
Is it 2 or 3?
0.38 over
0.3 what?
0.38.
Yeah. So, but we're doing tens place, that would be
0.4.
0.4. And then the squiggly line just means about. So the square root of 41 is about 6.4 because we're rounding, right? And the square root of 23 is about 4.8. Are we good?
Yeah.
All right, turn your paper over and turn your calculator over. We're going to look at number 13 at the top right-hand corner. We're going to solve each perfect square, and we're going to determine which point that is on the number line. So 13A, the square root of 25 is
D.
5, and what point is that?
E.
D. Questions? We're good? Okay, so get your calculator, and let's actually put the square root of 25 in your calculator. So, do you see the number 4 on your calculator? Go to the left one button, and it says x squared, right? What is right above that x squared? The square root symbol, right? What color is it?
Yellow.
What do we have to, what button do we push first? So good, you're gonna hit the control yellow button, and then hit the x squared button, and do you see your square root symbol? Okay, and type in 25, and then hit enter, and it should equal
5.
questions.
You have to do.
So go ahead and put in the square root of 15, then hit enter, and let me know, I'm gonna put a squiggly line, because it's square root of 15 a perfect square root?
No.
No.
There's also
3.9?
I mean, when you round it out.
Do we get, what do we get? 3.8. Good. About 3.8, and what point is that?
C.
C. Questions? Okay, so some people may not have this calculator at your house, however you're gonna have one working, you need it for the calculator. Okay, so turn your calculator upside down and give about 30 seconds to get your cell phone out and open up your calculator app and pause. Okay, so turn your phone sideways if you have an iPhone. Okay, and you're looking iPhone for this, where the square root symbol looks like there. Y'all see that symbol? Okay, y'all see that? Okay. On the calculator, we put in the square root symbol first. If you have an iPhone, you're kind of going to go backwards. You have to put in 25. Go ahead and put 25 in your calculator. Then hit your square root symbol, and it equals 5. Lovely. Okay, go ahead and put your iPhones away. Android. Okay, yours is just like the calculator. Okay, you're going to hit the square root symbol. Oh yeah, and then put in 25. All right. All right, now we're going to look at number 14. What symbol is that? Pi. So go ahead and look at your calculator. We are going to use the pi button. Anytime there's a pi symbol, you're using the pi button. So do you see where all the letters are on your calculator? So all the way to the left, in the middle, there's a pi button. Go ahead and press the pi button. And you want to select. To select the pi in the middle, right here, that's your select button, that big key mouse pad right here. So select, and is there, did pi show up?
Yeah.
And hit enter, and we know what pi is. So pi is about what? But now you know where the pi button is. What point is that? On the number line? C. Question. Okay, now 14B, pi minus 1, we know it's 3.14, minus 1 is about 2.14, and that is point B. Question. The front end go up. We're good? Okay. Are we good? Alright, so let me explain our activity, and then you'll have time to check.